Hello guys, Antoine here for Simarchitecture and welcome back to a new video which I'm very happy to present because this build has to be one of my favorite of all times, I think. I know I've been saying this a lot of times recently, but yes, I just love the vibe of this house. So as you probably already guessed, well, I know that some of you guessed it, this house is inspired by the mansion that you can see in the very good movie Knives Out with Daniel Craig. And when I watched this movie, I was really fascinated by the house. So I did some researches about it. And it appeared that this house, at least the exterior, because the interior and the exterior are two different locations. The house that was used for the exterior shots is located in the eastern part of the US in a beautiful eclectic style which I really enjoy, and I thought it would be very interesting to build this in The Sims. So I decided to build it on the island of the word Windenburg on the 64 by 64 lot, which I think was very good for this build because it feels a little bit secluded, quite away from the city and the other houses, and also the view is amazing. You have the forest on one side and the ocean all around the house almost, so I thought it would be a very good location for it. So as I told you, the house that you can see in the movie actually consists of two different houses. So this one that we're building for the exterior, which is quite accurate, I would say, and the interior was shot in a completely different house near Boston, I think. And as these are completely two different mansions, for me it was completely impossible to fit the interior in this exterior, if you know what I mean. So the interior is really just invented by myself. It's just something completely out of my mind, so it doesn't feel really like the movie inside, but I tried to keep this really mysterious and eclectic style that we can feel in the movie. So as you will see a little bit later, the interior is full of different items from different times, different region also, because I thought that the man living here or the women living here could be someone very mysterious who went to very faraway countries and brought with them beautiful souvenir or objects from those exotic culture. So yes, that's what I tried to recreate, and I think the general atmosphere of this house is quite a big success. So you can see me right now putting some roofing, and to be honest, the roofing was probably the trickiest part of this build because first I found that the third floor, so the floor which is just under the roof, was just for decoration and I wouldn't use it. But then I realized that this third floor was really big and it would be amazing to have other rooms there. So to make it playable, I had to adjust the roof. So the roof comes in two different parts and two different floors, so you can actually see through the roof while playing. So it was kind of tricky to adapt it for a playable, playable view inside the roof. Anyway, so the third floor, which can be considered as the attic, is completely playable, and yeah, it's just very nice. So I can also tell you a bit more about the floor plan. So on the ground floor we have two different living rooms, one which is more formal and the other one which is more like a family living room. Attached to it there is a small greenhouse or conservatory, which is super nice. There is also a big dining room and a big kitchen. There's a laundry room and toilets, and of course the beautiful entrance hall. You will notice later that I use some decoration around the doors. So The one that you can see in the grand entrance hall was designed by Harry, so you can find her content on Patreon, but don't worry, it will be released for free in a few weeks. So the early access is accessible only for the Patreons, but you will have a free access to it in a few weeks. Most of the other items come from Alexander, of course. We have some items from Peacemaker, and yes, from the GM7. And I think that's pretty much it. There's probably some other items I used from other creators, but it was really, yes, it's just a few items. So I think there's pure sims for the radiators, for example, and some candles maybe. But yeah, most of the items are from Harry, Alexander, GM7, and that's pretty much it. So if you have the content of these creatures, you have almost all the items you will need to have this house with all the objects and furniture. So yes, that was about the ground floor, and the first floor consists of 3 bathrooms and 4 bedrooms. Oh yes, I forgot about, there's a big official office on the ground floor. And then the 3rd floor, the attic, we have a secret office, which is probably one of my favorite rooms because it feels real mysterious and it definitely fits the atmosphere of the house. My inspiration was the office of Mr. Thrumley in Knives Out. So there's even a bed, so when he's working late at night, he can just have a rest or spend the night in this secret office. There are other bedrooms in the attic, 3 bathrooms. So I think this house can be used for big families. You can have, without any problem, 8 sims in this lot, and even guests if you want, because there are a lot of bedrooms and places to sleep. So yes, I think that's it about the interior. I won't tell you too much. You will discover it by yourself, either in the video or in game if you're downloading it. I can also tell you about the landscaping, which is, I think, an interesting part of the build because it contributes to the feeling, to the atmosphere of the house. So I wanted the house to be a little bit higher than just the ground level of the terrain. So I just elevated the terrain to give a feeling that when you're coming to the house, you feel really tiny compared to the house, because the house feels like it's overlooking you. So yes, this is the effect that I wanted. First, I wanted to put many trees all around the house to make it feel like it's hidden in the forest or in a wood. But then I thought it would be too bad, because if I put too many trees everywhere, we couldn't really see the outside of the house. And I put many effort and time on the exterior, so I didn't feel really like hiding it. So instead of a whole forest, I just put big trees all around the house, but not too much, so you can see the house and you still have a beautiful view on the ocean when you're in the house. There is also, as you will notice a bit later, terraces around the house. So there's 1 terraces, which I love because it consists of 3 different levels that goes from the greenhouse onto the garden. And there is a big terrace on the back side of the house, directly connected to the main living room that you can see just right now. So yes, this house can be enjoyed both inside and outside, I think, and the garden is pretty simple, but I love it. It doesn't feel too manicured, I would say, because there are a lot of bushes, flowers, but it's not too strict. It's just nature, you know? Because I also imagine this house not to be a house where you're spending the whole year. It could also be use for a vacation home, for a big family vacation home where the whole family meets during summer, for example. And probably there's only the whole grandpa living here alone in his secret office during the year. So yes, you can use it as you want, of course. You can even place it somewhere else. I was thinking about placing it in Granite Falls, in the 64 by 64 lot of Granite Falls, because I think it would feel very nice in the middle of the forest. But you know, it's very complicated in Granite Falls to have your sims there, to go to the tab mode and record everything for the video, so I just decided to go on in a regular world. That's why it's built here, but I think the location is amazing as well. Now I think you know everything about this house. I won't tell you more about it, I will let you discover it by yourself. I really hope you will enjoy it, because I myself really enjoyed building it. Also, I was really inspired by Knives Out, and I did some researches about kind of Clue-inspired mansions, you know, the board game. I think it's called Clue in English, but in French we call it Cluedo. So yes, I was looking for houses inspired by this game, and I found an amazing illustration. I think it was an official illustration for the game. This is a huge Second Empire style manor with a lot of towers and secret areas, and it was really inspiring. And I'm not sure it's gonna be the very next build, but I'm definitely going to build it. Maybe it will be the next one, I don't know yet, because I didn't start it. I didn't start working on the next video, but be sure that I will try to build this, because it was really amazing, really inspiring, and also it will be the best occasion to use Alexander's new Paris set, because a lot of elements on this mansion have a French feeling, so I think it will be perfect. Yes, now I think I will leave you with the end of the video, with the end screenshot. And just before I go, you probably noticed that the intro was a little bit different. So feel free to tell me what you think about this intro. Yeah, it was a lot of fun for me to do it, and if I have enough inspiration, I will try to do it for the other videos, if you liked it, of course. So yes, feel free to tell me in the comments what you think. Don't forget to like or even subscribe if you want, and I will see you next time. Bye!